The ignorant masses who caused the world to go crazy because they made caricatures of their prophets are applauding in AKPMP's words, Erdogan is a leader who has combined all the qualities of Allah. Isn't it strange? But what if the messenger is really a womanizing pervert? What if this situation is also criticized in the Quran? What if the cartoonists are really right? Yes, friends, the cartoonists are right and this situation is criticized even in the Quran. First of all, I want you to know that there is a big difference between the prophet described in the books of fiqh, biography or hadith and the prophet described in the Quran. While the prophet in the Sunni belief is brought to meet with Allah behind the seven heavens, Allah, the Supreme Council, Milai Allah, in the Quran describes him as a womanizing pervert and this situation bothers them so much that they say in Ahzab 52, "It is not lawful for you to marry other women after this, even if their beauty pleases you, nor to divorce your wives and take other wives." I mean, just think about it, even the council that wrote the Quran is fed up with this situation. They say enough is enough. Okay, you are talented in rhetoric and persuasion, but please, put an end to your sexual weakness and stop making more material against the unbelievers and making us suffer, they say, and they send this verse to prevent a possible rebellion by the men of their own people. In Nisa 3, if you fear that you will be unjust towards orphan girls, then marry women who are lawful to you, 2, 3 or 4. If you fear that you will not be just among those women, then take one or be content with what you have. This will be more appropriate for you to avoid being just. Of course the messenger doesn't stop. As if life is on the rise, he eventually offends the council and no revelation comes for a while. Duha 3 Your Lord has not abandoned you, nor is he angry with you. The council continues to tolerate the messenger because they deem it necessary to complete this task. 8 They seek to extinguish the light of Allah with their mouths. But Allah will perfect his light, even if the disbelievers are averse to it. Made 3 Today I have perfected your religion and completed my favor upon you. I have chosen Islam as your religion. This message, Quran, had to be completed because otherwise you could not keep the people who would fight for Islam together and convince them to fight. Of course, when there were lewd and women involved, the council was able to spread this exploitation system quickly and bloodily throughout the world. I have said before that Islam is a religion of violence and that it spreads through invasion. The messenger succeeded in this very well, but was criticized by the council for his weakness, and thus an attempt was made to create the impression to the people that there was a just God. Duha 5 Surely, your Lord will give you and you will be pleased. Duha 6 Did he not find you an orphan and give you shelter? Duha 7 Did he not find you as a deviant, perverted person and then guide you? Duha 8 Did he not find you poor and make you rich? Now, there are 3 important points here. The messenger was an orphan, poor and perverted. How could an orphan become rich? After this preaching duty given to him by the council, they made him rich, just like our leader. He used to be poor, he also has great oratory skills, but his weakness is money. Be assured that those who manage these people are part of the same council system. However, because of the perversion of the messenger some 1400 years ago, and now because of the greed of our president, the members of the council have fallen into difficult situations many times, and just as in that period, a coldness has come between them now, like Fido. I don't know if this analogy sounds appropriate to you or not, but if we look at this ongoing colonial order, it's not a bad analogy, is it? After all, history repeats itself. Even if we only have Surah Duha, by looking at it we understand that Muhammad was not an ordinary shepherd or merchant, but a poet or politician with high rhetoric, eloquence, and the general structure of the Quran also complies with these 2 criteria. They said, no, these are mixed up false dreams. No, he invented it himself. No, he is a poet. If not, then let him bring us a miracle, as the previous prophets were sent with miracles. So, what is this perversion issue? Duha 7 Did he not find you as a deviant, perverted person and then guide you? In this verse, the word, dalan, is used as the equivalent of the word pervert. Its general meaning is, perverted, deviant, deviated. Dalalat is used in the sense of deviation or perversion in the following verses: Al-Baqarah 16 and 175, and Nisa 44, Araf 30, and Nal 36 and Maryam 75. Throughout the Quran, we see that this word and its derivatives are generally used in this sense. In other words, perversion, deviation, and rebellion. While the clever interpreters translate the word dalan, which also occurs in the Fatiha Surah, as perverts, deviants, those who have gone astray, they translate the word dalan, which occurs in the Duha Surah, as not knowing the way, and try to soften the word. However, the general meaning of the word is pervert, deviation. If the translation of these, while they knew no way, were correct, the original verse should have read, Liyarif al-Tariq, instead of, dalan. While trying to soften the verses, they gave them completely different meanings. No way. Not only in these, but also in other verses of the Quran, the issue of the messenger's fondness for women is frequently discussed and criticized. For example, almost the entire Surah Al-Ahzab focuses on this subject. These are the ones most criticized by atheists, and they are right. The Prophet's fondness for women reached such a level that he even set his eyes on the wife of his adopted son, who was previously his slave. See Ahzab 37. Okay, we can ignore the issue of 9-year-old Aisha because it has no Quranic basis, but how can we ignore these statements that are in the Quran itself? I'm not saying these things, the Quran is saying them. Allah, whom you believe to be the owner of the Quran, is saying them, but yet you equate Allah with the attributes of the money-loving chief and ignore this. Focus only on this video, and then try to lynch me. Isn't that right? Because there are facts in this video and the truth is bitter, it hurts.